I'll work with it. Like I'll do cottage cheese. I like cottage cheese post workout, and the raw is pretty good. Sometimes I'll get the organic, what do you call that? That company, Good Culture has a very good
Yeah, I've heard about
organic.
that one.
Uh, yeah, so I'll work with that as well. I find dairy works well. The thing is, with sometimes with the dairy, it's easy to gain body fat, because if you think about, right, like the milk, what was the essential,
Yeah,
necessity for milk was to help a being grow, right?
that's why
So sometimes, yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah,
put on weight. I'm trying to put on fat. Like I'm fine to put on fat,
yeah,
and
yeah,
milk and cream is definitely the best way for me. Uh,
yeah. And Randy Roach talked about it in the Muscle Smoke and Mirrors. In the old days, that's what bodybuilders used to bulk. They used milk,
yeah,
raw milk, and they used cream, raw cream, and they also used cheese, and that's how they
that's so
bulked up,
funny. That's like straight out of Aajonus's like ideology too. The bodybuilding thing is so interesting to me because I know there's also people like Vince Gironda who were eating like 3 dozen raw eggs in a day.
Yeah, that's the same era. Armand Tani, Vince Gironda is the same era. Like these guys learned. The story of Armand Tani, if you ever go into it, it's really fascinating. That how he got to raw food eating, and the guy was 1 year in pre-med when he discovered raw food eating. So it wasn't like he was a dummy. He understood,
Wow.
and he just realized
Are
this
those guys
works.
still around?
Nah, I tried. It's funny you say that because I would have loved to speak more to Armand Tani, and now he passed
Oh, too
away.
bad. I would have loved to get them on.
Yeah,
Even I wonder though,
yeah.
like I wonder even after bodybuilding if they continued to eat raw, even
I would
yeah.
think so. It only makes sense because you're talking about one of the best ways to optimize your health, one of the best ways to live healthy. Um, where everything clicks. Your satiety clicks. You feel good energy. Like I tell, I teach high school, so every year now, the last couple of years, I've been teaching health, and I talk about raw food
Really?
eating, and the kids,
That's
obviously, yeah, the
crazy.
kids
That's
get all, what are you talking about,
awesome.
Ortiz? And I'll talk about eating eggs, and but when you give them perspective and you help them understand, like, listen, you don't even realize that raw food eating is all around us, right? When you go to the sushi spot and the person orders sashimi, what are they ordering? When you go to the Brazilian spot and the person orders tartar, what are they ordering? When some of the Hispanic spots order a ceviche, it's basically, let's say, raw shrimp with some lemon sprinkled over it.
So true.
Nobody's
It's
batting
just
an eye.
normalized in certain contexts. Like oysters are
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Eating
There you go.
eating raw liver, like especially in the animal-based community, is very normalized, and people even acknowledge that
Right.
cooking it loses nutrients, and it's not. But
That's
then when
right.
it comes to meat, like it's not for some reason it's not the same story, and it's just
Yes.
so interesting how we've been taught this way. So that's awesome that you're like exposing them to raw eating at such a
Yeah.
young age. I mean, if that happened, I mean, I'm sure I would have been close-minded at that
Yeah.
age to the
Yes.
benefits. But what kind of reactions do you get?
Oh man, it blows them away, and some of them obviously look at my Instagram page and stuff, but I just try to give them perspective and I try to help them understand that a lot of this stuff is just conditioning. And if you just grew up in a different culture, you would see it way different because it'd be your normal. You think about the Inuit, right? The people that in certain tribes, that it's normal. And we've just gotten so far removed from our ancestral way of eating that we don't even know, like my kids, right? The kids that I get, they don't even know that Frosted Flakes is not breakfast, right? I'm interrupting that
Yeah,
pattern. Like they're like, "What are you talking about, Ortiz?" I just had frosted flake this morning.
they had dessert for breakfast has got to be
That's right.
one of the most terrible things for America's health. I mean, we
Yeah.
probably have more dessert foods for breakfast than we do real foods. Like eggs and bacon is probably the only acceptable breakfast food in the
Right.
world or in America. But no one like
Right.
that's like most people, cereal, bagel, they basically have like a
Yep.
cake, like pancakes. They're eating like cake, bread, or processed wheat, like in the form of cereal.
Yep. No, it's really insane. And like now this week coming, we this because I teach health every semester. So this week starts our nutrition section and we'll go much deeper and more than anything, because I have to go counter to the book, right? The book is gonna say the standard American diet is like golden, right? And I'm gonna
Grains at the bottom, and then
yeah, it's I'm the guy putting the X on the food pyramid, like that's garbage, right? Here's what you want to understand, and so on and
yeah,
so forth. But it becomes a bit of like a mind-bending activity because some of the stuff they've grown up thinking one way, and now you're saying, hey, no, and I quote, I bring in, if I could, if a quote I get from a book, I'll bring it into class, and I'll be like, listen, Saladino says this, or, uh, you know, um, like I like what the Glucose Goddess, her book is fantastic, the
I
Glucose
don't know her.
Revolution, and yeah, and I'll bring in some of her stuff, and I'll just give them references, so it's not like they're not seeing just a
Yeah,
teacher
right.
talking
These
just to
are
be talking,
medical
and
doctors with some
yeah.